Well, welcome back to the Traveling Businessman. We have Samantha for the fifth time. She is, taking up all my podcast time.
I
You've been
know,
on more than my host have. How do you feel?
like a
It's
host.
like a host. If you had
No, I'm
time, I would.
kidding.
If you had time, I'd ask you to do it.
Well, I mean, as long as we do it before hours, I don't care to do it. Uh,
Whew.
is it strong?
No, I'm gonna have to wake up every morning before my own job and
Oh,
then do a
oh, I thought you were talking
podcast.
about the coffee because it is strong. That's
Oh, the
why I said I
coffee.
hope you guys like it strong.
It's actually really good.
I love the coffee.
But let's talk about. First of all, let's talk about your outfit.
Mm. So we're doing a family themed Halloween because I love Halloween. I am Daphne, and Scooby is here with us, and the rest of the family is dressed up too because we're doing trick or treating tonight. Um, Unfortunately, Velma, has apparently has a social life, has a bigger social life than me, so she's gonna go party hardy, and we're just gonna have a picture of her during trick or treating in remembrance of, I guess. But yeah, no, we went thrift shopping last Saturday. Yeah, we went thrift shopping. I found this. I think I paid like $6 for it.
How is Velma partying more than Daphne?
I don't know.
I think you got to switch.
I know. No. See, okay, so I never really saw Velma and Shaggy as like a couple. Like it was always Daphne and Fred who were the couple, and
Right.
then Velma and Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if we really wanted to talk about couple, like Shaggy and Scooby were the couple.
For sure. For sure, they're the man best friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's dressed up as Scooby? Oh, that's your Scooby. I thought you
Well,
thought you were gonna put
I mean,
Jackson in the
no,
Scooby Doo.
Jackson's gonna be Shaggy, and
Right.
I mean our little dog, um, she is going to identify as Scooby, but we can't really bring her today because she is wild. She'll be good, but she is an attention whore,
Yeah.
and she just wants all the attention, and it's just a lot of energy. So we found Scooby. We found Scooby when we were thrift shopping.
I'm surprised you were able to this time of
I
year.
know. We were surprised. Like we found him and we were like, "That's it. It's a sign." So everybody has their costume. The only person who doesn't have their costume completed is Jesse because he's Fred. He still has to find a white sweater.
I knew you were gonna say Jesse. It's always the man of the family that is not ready.
To be fair, his costume was a little bit more difficult to find. I mean,
He's Fred, right?
yeah, he's Fred. So it was kind of like, ooh, I just remembered something I was supposed to do.
Dude, before the
So
podcast?
no, well, yeah, but it's for the costume. Jesse's Fred kind of has like those bell bottoms, right? So we couldn't find bell bottoms, and he has a pair of wide legged pants. I was like, oh, okay, we'll just taper it in and keep it wide legged. Well, I didn't taper it in. I forgot to do that.
Do they make male bell bottoms?
I was kind of hoping we'd find some.
Yeah.
I mean, they do.
Yeah, the 70s. That's
Yes,
50
but now
years
we're
ago.
yeah. Oh my God.
Like who's
That's
saving
weird.
70s pants and then sending them to a thrift shop? You got to start thinking, college student. I should have went to college instead. Obviously, I'm the smart one.
Oh my, I'm not.
I'm hurling insults this morning.
Oh my God. Drink your coffee. I should have made a white rabbit this morning.
Oh man, you would have made it worse.
Mm.
I get hyped when I get a white rabbit. That's so good. I've been telling everyone at work, the people I used to work with, like, you've got to get this white
That's
rabbit.
hysterical. Speaking of college, you want to know what happened to me yesterday?
Uh-oh. That sounds
So,
ominous.
no, it's not bad. It was like actually pretty awesome. Um, one of I'll call him an EKU representative came in, and they were having their Whitehall tea party, their Halloween tea party yesterday, and they're having another one tonight. Well, they came in because the tea that they had ordered was still in New York, and their event was yesterday, and obviously, so Golden Leaves saved the day. And they
Yeah.
came in and bought like 4 pounds 4 pounds
Ooh.
of tea. That's a lot.
That's a lot,
It's a
yeah.
lot. That's a lot of tea. Like my
Jeez.
jars hold a pound. So imagine that. They cleared me out. They cleared me out of our pumpkin chai. I have no more pumpkin chai. Pumpkin chai's good. And then they cleared me out of the butterfly pea, which is the color changing. And then, what was the other one? No, they cleared me out of those two. And then they took quite a bit of my Earl Grey, lavender, and my raspberry patch. And the funny
Wow.
thing about the raspberry patch was, like, they didn't get that at first. They came back. And they were like, we got to get that one too. I was like, heck yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
I'm
It was
so
awesome
happy.
because he came in and he was, like, telling me about what they were doing. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, yeah, I know. I used to do them. I used to do those teas. Like me. I was the one who went over there and did all the teas and set the trays and served the tea and all that stuff. And he's like, well, why haven't we collaborated? I'm like, I do not know. Because when EKU bought Whitehall, they took over those teas, the Whitehall teas and stuff. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Just the tea part. I'll do just the tea part. I don't want to do everything else. That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be a lot if they have you start catering for pastries and tea.
Yeah, it is a lot. It was a lot of work. And that was the good thing about collabing with other businesses too. But heck, I can handle the tea. Heck yeah, you want 4 pounds every month? Lay it on me.
Oh, oh man.
Oh,
if
I
they
don't know.
did that-
Well, I asked if they were still doing it every month, and they said no. So, which is fine. But if they have a local tea source, maybe we could convince them to do
Yeah.
one every month. They went over really well. They always sold out. So it's not like people don't want to do it. They'll do it.
Right. I mean, you know, if EKU starts calling, then the other colleges around here start doing that.
I
Berea
know.
always follows EKU, and then UK is never too far behind.
I love it.
So
Yeah, I got some things I need to do after the holidays. Do some networking and oh yeah. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
good.
I feel you. I have a big campaign coming up too, myself, just for career marketing, because I'm
That's
finally.
exciting.
It is exciting. I'm finally getting caught up. I was behind on my clients. I was behind on my real job. I was just behind. But now
Now,
I'm back
career
up.
marketing is a real job.
I mean, it is, but like the way I think of it, every marketing company has told me it takes them like 10 years to get even recognized.
Yes,
Right.
that's true. But if you keep your mindset at your real job versus your other job, it will always be another job. So treat it like a real job. And I bet you get there faster than 10 years.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
I'm about to actually. The thing is, I treat it as a career. This is my love. This is my passion. That's
Chrissy's
why I
off
call
camera,
that.
if y'all are wondering.
She's always off
But
camera ruining my podcast.
She not ruining it.
Let me tell you.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Men don't listen. You know why? You know why they don't listen? Because we don't have penises. And I tell Jesse this all the time. I will literally tell him some shit, and I'll be like, I know, you're not going to listen to me because I don't have a penis. But a penis will walk in and tell him the exact same thing that I just said, and he'll be like, I never thought about it that way. And I want to choke him out.
But we've never done that though. We've never done that. Like yeah, tell the truth. I've listened to you. It just has to be something smart. Sometimes she'll just say stuff and not really think about it. I'm like, I'm not listening to that. But when she thinks about it and some of her expertise, I'm listening. I'm all ears. I got one leg up on Jesse. So if he sees this,
Oh, no,
listen
he'll
to
sit
Sam.
there and he'll pretend like he's listening and then do the complete opposite.
Yeah, I don't do that. Most of the time, I don't do that. Sometimes I do that.
I don't believe you. You know why? Take a wild guess.
You know, I'm gonna move on from my
I
personal
think we
life.
should.
Actually, there's something I've been thinking about all week long. I wanted to ask you about because 2 months ago, I believe, right at 2 months ago, you never told me about this book wall, and then all of a sudden you pop up with the book wall idea, and then you get it done. So I wanted to talk about Golden Lee's innovation. You know, what are you doing around here? You've redone the front. You've got this book wall. You know, what's next? What are you thinking?
Oh, what's next? Because those are like, you're asking me different questions now. What's next
Answer all the questions.
is, well, eventually the whole dining room is going to have like a complete makeover. But the dining room is, I won't say it's so big, but it is big for us. And there's a lot of details that you can't tackle the whole dining room. You can't do the whole thing. So we've been talking about this wall forever, and we just didn't know what we wanted to do with it. I wanted to do like a mural. Then co-owner was like, "Oh, we should do like a collage or a wallpaper, or." And she's super OCD, so if we put a wallpaper up, like you're not gonna tell. It's strips of paper. It's gonna be perfect. But co-owner also sometimes has cheesy ideas. Not that the mural is a bad idea, but the things that she was showing me were kind of cheesy. And I love her. But, like, I wasn't loving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Pinterest is my best friend. So I was just looking at random stuff, and I saw a book wall, and I was like, oh. I loved it. And I have a book wall at home, too. And the ambiance is fairly similar, but I was just like, man, how awesome would that be? I love books. I love cozy. And if I have a book wall, you know, the idea is I could sit and read when I'm not busy. That never happens. I'm never not busy. So we're always busy. So, yeah. So, no, I love the way it came out. Like, it finally, it's complete. You know what I mean? It was always an unfinished project, but it's complete. And now the co-owner appreciates it because she hated the black. But it pops, makes everything pop.
Yeah, it does.
But what's next? Well, I can't tell you that, can I? Because then it will be a surprise.
I mean, if you're asking me, I'm gonna say yes. You can't
I
tell
can't
me
tell
that.
you. Well, we're
Well,
gonna,
I mean, if you
we're
wanna
gonna
tell the
work.
camera.
We're gonna work on the big table wall, so that's gonna be like a completely different look. So that's kind of what we're going for. Like, we're trying to completely solidify Golden Leaves, and like now that we have the book wall, it is starting to feel a little less like a courtyard. And just really cozy, and that really wasn't the intention. But once we finished this, and I was like, well, you don't feel like you're outside anymore, but it's almost like, I don't know, kind of like an estate garden library, kind of. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people come in and they're like, oh man, this reminds me of like Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
And then when somebody said that, I was like, ooh, yeah, we need a book wall. I've got quite a few people who come in and they'll sit by themselves and they'll read books. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Already?
I love being a place. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. On Monday, instantly somebody came in and they sat right here.
Yeah.
Like, screw all the other tables. Like, we want to sit over here. So I'm like, great, I'm going to have people fighting over this table now. But I love being a destination to where people who may not have somebody to go out to lunch with or something like that, they can come here by themselves. And
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. It's not taboo. It's not like, and you feel comfortable about it. You
Right.
don't feel weird about it. You know, like no one's staring at you and being like, oh, look at the chick over there who doesn't have any friends. Because, if you talk to me, I'll talk to you. You want to read a book? Read your book.
Right.
You want to, do some work? Do some work. I don't care. You work, I work. You talk, I talk. Like,
You want to eat a burger? Eat a burger.
yeah, bring me one. No, well, no, you can't do that. No outside foods, please.
Yeah, we talked about that. No outside. That's just rude. But yeah, I sent this. I saw it on Facebook. I was like, that's just beautiful. So I sent it to everyone that had more influence than
I was going to
did.
send you a picture, and I was like, no. I need Corey to see it in person.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook first. It pops up because I'm always scrolling through
Yeah,
all
then
the pages.
then I popped up.
I got a lot of pages I'm in control of. You pop up on a few of them.
Yes.
So yeah, that was nice. So I sent it to a few people and told them to share it because it's nice. It's
Sharing
very
is
beautiful.
caring.
Yeah, sharing is great, and it looked like you had a lot of response too. But I didn't expect someone to come in that fast.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, yeah. I even had these two older ladies come in. They were feisty. They were feisty. Every time they come in, they remind me of me and my best friend. And I laugh so hard because they're semi rude, but
Yeah.
they're funny. And I'm like, oh my god, y'all are my Christmas future. This is gonna be me and Mandy in the future.
Was Mandy the one that judged
No,
when I was there? I couldn't remember their
no,
names.
you haven't met Mandy. She's my best friend.
Does she help you design the place too?
No,
You said that so fast.
no, she's the one that's like, you know how you have the friends who are like, who are your constant cheerleaders? Like you literally could throw a bad idea at them and they're like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, woohoo, pom poms and all that stuff. That's not her. She will straight up tell me, that's dumb. That's a dumb idea. And I need her. That's why. Because remember how I said, like, Babs is, like, my cheerleader. Like, she cheers
Yeah.
me on. Mandy's the one who keeps me level-headed. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had friends to do that. I don't
You're
have
not old
any
enough to
friends.
have those quality friends yet. That's the problem.
Well,
You don't find them until later in life.
I got to start working on that. I can't find any friends. I'm waiting for my generation to grow up a little bit before
Oh, my
we
God.
become
I'm waiting
friends.
for half my generation to grow up.
Yeah, they're rough. My uncle's part of your generation. I can't even talk to the guy. He's so
Mm.
annoying. I mean, he never watches.
See, so
these,
is he a zennial or is he a millennial?
He's a little older than you, so he's a
Oh.
millennial. He's right
So
at
is
the
he
edge.
Gen X?
Nah, he's right under that. I guess he would be like a cusp between Gen X and millennial.
That's a zennial, and I told you, we're selective.
I do listen. I
We,
just
we literally had that conversation in the last podcast.
yeah, but I don't remember what age he is, so I'm trying to figure out,
when
where
was,
he
when
is.
was he born? Do you know? You don't know?
No.
Approximately how much older is he than you?
Older than me? Oh goodness. Let's see, about 13 years maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or-
So yeah,
or
so he's
mentally.
probably like, well, you know, he has a penis. So,
Mentally, I'm older.
but are you?
Trust me.
Okay, so he sounds like he's a millennial.
Yeah.
It's because it sounds like he's just like what, a year older than me. Because you're 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not 35, are you?
Yeah.
Really?
He don't listen.
You
He
told me
don't
you were 34.
listen.
Did you have a birthday recently?
In August.
See, I missed it.
Wow.
I bought tea for your birthday.
1 year difference.
I can't.
You're 12 years older. I thought you were just 11. It's the same thing.
I can't remember her birthday either. I'm sorry. I remember my own birthday and my sister's birthday. That's it. It's hard.
Like, it's kind of hard for Jesse to. Jesse remembers, but our anniversary is funny because our anniversary is in May, and the funny thing is, it's really hard for us to forget. Now, I won't lie. It's not that I have forgotten. It's just for me, it's just another day, you know?
Yeah.
And usually we're both working. So it's like, why even get super excited about that particular day? Because we're going to celebrate on a different day. So I'll just give you my excitement on a different day. But our anniversary is May 6th, and that's my mom's birthday. That's his stepmom's birthday.
Ooh.
And it usually lines up with Mother's Day. So, like, that whole weekend, like, we can't even do anything because we celebrate and everything else. So, that's why, for me, it's just another day, you know? Now, our wedding anniversary is on Monday because we got married on Halloween in 2019, so right before COVID.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so do the math on this one. We will be celebrating. Me and Jesse have been together for 16 and a half years.
Ooh.
But we have been married for 3. Yeah.
Can I ask why that is?
Oh, well, it took him 9 years to propose, and I thoroughly fudged that up. I fudged that up so bad. So bad. It was New Year's that year, whatever year that was. I don't even remember. What was it, like 2015? Yeah, 2015, I think. It was New Year's Eve, and I was so tired. And I was like, I'm going to bed. I think we had like 10 more minutes to the ball drop, but I wasn't making it. And he was like, wait, just wait, let's watch the ball drop. And I'm like, Jesse, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And I go to bed, and he comes in, he flips the light on, he throws his little box at me. And he's like, you always ruin it. And I just died laughing. I laughed till the new year because I was like, damn, I really did mess that up.
What does that sound like? The last 3 times I've proposed, she's destroyed it. Okay, here's the problem. I was about to propose recently, and she guessed it. And I was like, well, I'll hold it off. Because you know how girls are
You're such
about.
a butt.
Well, you know how you guys are. You want the surprise. You want it to be a magical moment. Guys will just propose anytime.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a magical moment. It has to be special. So we don't need an audience. Like it literally.
I wouldn't do that. No.
Listen, I've been proposed to twice. The second time I royally effed it up.
Wait, were they both Jesse?
No.
That's why I asked. 'Cause she said twice. I was like,
The first one, person proposed in the mall, and I was thoroughly embarrassed.
yeah.
And I was just like, everybody is staring at me, and I hated it.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that Jesse knew enough about that of me to not do that to me again, But then I like totally messed it up, and I was like, I'm sorry. I mean, yes, but I'm sorry. It was only 9 years in the making, and then another 4 years after that. Now the 4 years was me, because at the time I was trying to reconnect with my siblings, and I wanted to get married. And at first thought, getting married, yeah, you want all of your family to be there, you want all your friends to be there. And then at this point, let's see, I was 27 almost, I think. And when you start thinking about things realistically, once the engagement goggles come off, I guess you could say, you start thinking about the people that you have in your life, and you're just like, do I really want to spend my special day with you? And so that list started getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we were going to do it one time, but my siblings weren't going to be there. And so I was like, I can't do it without my siblings. I need them there. And so it wound up being a little longer. And I finally reconnected with my sister. And then, we were already planning it. And then when we officially reconnected, and we're all like, so we're getting married and you have to be there. I literally was just like, and you have no choice. So I didn't have all of my siblings there, but I had my sister. I had one. There's 5 of us. So, but it was fine because at the time I hadn't spoke to her in probably over 10 years. We had disconnected for a while, and then she was a mom. So I was like, ooh, here's my chance. I get to, she'll get it. And so now we talk all the time and stuff. So yeah, so that's what happened. So it was our 13th anniversary. And we were like, fuck it, let's get married. Let's do it on Halloween. And I was like, no kids, except for mine, because, you can't kick them out of their own house, because we had it at where we lived at the time. And it was a Thursday night. It was on Halloween, and we literally had 20 people, including us. And have I ever told you about our wedding theme?
No.
Our wedding theme was Tim Burton. That was our theme.
No, I wouldn't allow it.
We had a Tim Burton themed wedding. See, okay, but this is 13 years, okay? So, now don't get me wrong. I do want to retake our wedding pictures for them to be a little bit more traditional, but I don't need the people there. This was supposed to be fun, and it was. Now, it hailed that day. It hailed. I was prepared for rain. I bought a canopy. I'm like, if I buy the canopy, it won't rain, right? Well, it didn't.
Did you do that thing where you're like, oh, this is bad omen, maybe we shouldn't get married? I've heard a lot of people doing that.
No, it's actually a good omen when it rains. Because if you think about it, when you tie a knot, right, because that's what you're doing, and you wet the knot, it's like so much harder to get undone. Have you ever done that before? Like when you tie your shoes, you go through a puddle, and you're trying to undo your shoelaces.
Oh, no, I don't wear shoelace shoes.
Think back in your childhood.
Yeah, it was
It's
bad.
harder.
I'm just antagonizing.
It's harder. It's harder. So no, I didn't. No, I literally just looked up at the heavens, and I'm like, anything else you want to do? Can we not, like, do the whole hail thing? It was so cold. It was so cold, but it was fine. Me and Jesse were corpse bride. So I was a corpse bride. He was Victor. Which of course I probably should have done the chick that he actually marries at the end of the movie, but I really wanted blue hair, so we decided to just overlook that part. The kids were Jack and Sally. My best friend Mandy, she was the best man and the best woman. Or I'm sorry, the maid of honor and the best woman. She was the Mad Hatter.
Ooh,
and so she walked me down the aisle. And then my other best friend, she was the Queen of Hearts, and her husband was the Oogie Boogie Man, and he was the DJ.
That's cool.
Yes,
Me too.
he was the DJ. And then my other friend, Cricket, she was Beetlejuice, so she was our officiant. And then we had Babs was there. She was the Avon lady, and she did my makeup. And then we had Layla's godmother, Doris. Well, actually, she was supposed to be there, but she wound up getting into a little fender bender that day, and so she wound up not being able to come. She was supposed to do my hair, so she was supposed to be Edward Scissorhands.
Doris is such a godmother name.
Doris,
Yeah.
Doris is awesome, and she's the one who does my hair. Out in Berea, Three's Company, hair salon. But she is a hoot.
Wait, Three's Company? Mm-hmm. Check out Three's Company.
Three's Company in Berea. She was the first person and this is Jesse's cousin. She was the first person to embrace me into the family with like no kind of judgment, I guess you could say. Like she literally looked at me and she was just like, "Hi, I love you." Like
feels good, doesn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
And I literally stuck to her like glue, and I'm like, "You're normal." Oh, let me please. I'm gonna follow you around like a lost dog. Like, but she and you know she's got mixed girls, and so for me, I related to that. Like, I'm not mixed, but I related to the fact, like, oh, you have mixed girls, so obviously you're not looking at me like a color, you know? And so I related with her. Like, she, at the time, this is before I met Mandy, she was my best friend. And I still love Doris, and I consider Doris my family, too. Like, I consider all of Jesse's family my family, but me and Doris, we've never lost connection, and obviously, since she's Layla's godmother. But no, she is awesome, and she cracks me up because she's like, "I knew Jesse would be the one," and I'm like, "Be the one for what?" She's like, "For him to get some dark meat," and I'm like, "You bad, you bad." But she is just so, she's unapologetically herself. You know, she has like no shame. She'd be like, "Been there, done that." Like, let me tell you the lessons I learned and take it, leave it, whatever. But I love her. Doris is just awesome. And if you were to ever meet her, you love her too. But she is one, like, she is genuinely excited for you. Like, no matter what it is. You could be like, "Oh, I finally grew my nails out," or "I finally got my nails done," or something. And she'd be like, "Oh my God, isn't it the best?" Like she did my hair. She was freaking out more. Like, I'm not a, "Oh my God, I love it" kind of person. She is. And so she's like, "Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. Do you love it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like it. I like it." And she's like, "But do you love it?" And I'm like, "Doris, yes, I love it."
That's funny.
But she's a great person. So she was supposed to be Edward Scissorhands. And my sister and her husband were Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And it's funny because like her husband kind of like shaves his head, and so people were like, so did he do that for the costume? And I'm like, no, that's what he looks like. That's him. And then my niece was a little dormouse, and then my
Oh, that's
other
cute.
friend, or Mandy's mom, was Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. So she did the food. She made all the food and stuff. So we had food from like all of the different movies. So we had the shrimp cocktails, and then we had Mrs. Lovett's chicken pot pie. So my other friend was Mrs. Lovett, and then her husband was Sweeney Todd. And he had like the knife, and like it was awesome. He got a wig and everything. Like everybody like fully embraced what we were trying to do, and it was nice. And then we had a videographer, and of course he was Tim Burton.
Right. Yeah.
You know, my photographer was Alice. Mandy's kid was the cat. So we had more people, but then like they wound up not being able to come because we had like the White Rabbit, we had the caterpillar, we had like all that stuff. And we wound up doing the dinner dance from Beetlejuice. I'll have to show you the video. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so we did the dinner dance, but not everybody knew. So only some people knew. But unfortunately, because people didn't show up, the majority of the people that were there were part of the dance.
I really hate that our wedding plans are getting really close to theirs. Because we have an axe gang dance. It's from a movie that's my favorite childhood that we're going to do. You ever heard of Kung Fu Hustle?
No.
It's a movie from 2004. I grew up watching Kung Fu movies and Dragon Ball Z. So, like,
Yeah,
I've been
see,
watching this movie for 15 years.
I was a junior in high school.
Were you in 2004?
I graduated
was 5.
in 2005.
I was 5 years old.
This must be what the older ladies feel like when I talk about like me graduating, and they're all like, "Yeah, I graduated in 90 something," and I'm
Yeah.
all like, "I was in first grade."
I've talked to some people that graduated in 78, and they're like, I'm their supervisor. It's just,
78.
it's like, oh, you're just a baby.
Damn, my mom was 8.
I work with some really old people sometimes. Well, they don't like being called old, but I call them old. So it's okay if I do
Mature
it.
people. You work with mature people.
Sure, we'll go.
Right,
with
we'll
mature.
go with that.
But I've already called them old, so it's too late. So they'll be like, "Are you calling me old?" I'm like, "Aren't you? You know, you're 60
older
plus."
than me. So.
If you're my grandparents' age, you are old. You know, they're approaching 70.
Oh, okay.
That's old. Shouldn't even be working anymore.
You really, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I do all the heavy lifting for them, so you know they shouldn't be having to do that. But you know, you got to make good life choices throughout your life to be able to retire at that age. I tell them that too. I'm like, you should have done better. They was like, yeah, I probably should have. I was partying when I was 30.
Oh.
So we have those conversations.
Doesn't seem like the generations have changed.
No, at all. But they look back and forget that they did those
Ooh,
things.
but now, I mean, late in the game a little bit, I feel like. But having my financial advisor, I'm like, oh man, I can feel it. I'm gonna live good when I retire. I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna be all like, you know, Kardashian or whatever, but like, I feel it. I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm not gonna have to worry. I'll probably still work, but because I want to, not because I need to. You know what I mean?
You guys
Go-
gonna
go
come to
back,
New Zealand?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna fly us out?
I'll fly you out.
Yeah. See, I've also learned you can't be spending all your money. So yeah, if I'm gonna come visit, you're gonna pay for my ticket.
We won't pay for the hotel. 'cause
And I
those
go
are cheap.
first. Okay.
You
I
go
go
first?
Not Babs.
That's my employee. I have to fly her out.
I go first.
We'll fly you both out. We'll put you in a seat in front of her so you can get off the plane first.
No, I'll be business class. Put me in the front, first class, and make her sit in the back and coach. I love you, Babs. But if we're going at the same time, I need some kind of upper hand.
I got you. We'll do that. I plan on being rich the next 3 years anyway, so
Hey.
we might be out of here.
That's what I've heard. Jim Carrey, that's how he did it. He basically wrote himself out a check, and he was like, "I'm gonna cash this next year or whatever, however many years it was." But it wasn't a very long time. And then I think that was when what was it? I can't remember what movie it was. But that's when he finally did like one of his big movies, and then he was able to like actually cash a check. Because
Yeah.
he started out when he was homeless. He was homeless. So actually, no, I think that was when he was on In Living Color. No,
Jim Carrey's in Love with Cover?
is it In Living Color? Is it? No, not In Living Color. Oh my God. No, that's gonna
Now
bother
she's
me.
got to look it up.
Now I gotta look it up. Go back to what you were saying about your wedding.
What was I saying? Oh,
Your
all the way
future
back.
wedding.
I don't want to talk about the wedding.
Oh my
I'll talk about
God.
me right now. But yeah, people
Talk about me.
people keep laughing at me when I say I'm going to be rich in the next 5 years or fly to New Zealand.
Yes, it is In Living Color.
In Living
Yes.
Color.
Yeah. See, look, there he is, right there. See it?
Oh, he's so young.
Yeah, that's how he got his big break.
I don't keep up with Jim Carrey. I don't
Jim
know.
Carrey. I heard he's retiring too.
Yeah, he is retiring.
I mean, really though, I'm like, yeah, okay.
He
You'll
looks
say that,
done.
and then you'll go do something. You may be retired like from in front of the camera, but his voice is too unique for like I can see him doing like voice stuff now.
He
You know,
looks so tired though. He actually looks like he might be done. I mean, he's been in for what 40, 50 years doing movies and TV shows.
I mean,
and
In Living
voiceovers.
Color came out in literally '90, so. Dude, I'm still tripping on when you said the 70s was 50 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh my God. That
It
seems
is.
weird.
that's what I tell
People
the old
say 50
people.
years ago. I'm like, oh, the 20s. The roaring 20s.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're in the 20s again, aren't we?
I have to remind them like you
It's
are
not as cool
old.
as back then.
You are super old. That's why I keep telling them like 50 years ago was your heyday. You know, like that's
In 5 years, when he's 28 and I'm 40, he's going to be like, damn, girl, you old. Jesse was freaking out about turning 30 when he was 24.
I do that every day.
He's like, I'm gonna be 30. And I'm like, in 6 years. What are you tripping about? I mean,
Yeah, I've been lifting these
just
batteries.
stay limber.
Ooh.
You know, it's a marathon. You know, it's not a.
Yeah,
Not a sprint.
I've been stretching a lot more. I've been stretching a whole lot more because I have to.
Yoga's your best friend.
I don't go that far. Not anymore. Not anymore.
To get a good nice stretch,
I'm not really
should.
built like that.
which is why you should do it. I love when people say that. Well, I don't know. I'm not very good at it.
Well, I'm making excuses because I just don't want to do it. You know, they'll
just say
avoid it.
that.
Yeah, I am saying that right now. I just don't want to do it. I hate
Sam,
doing
stop
it.
pushing it on me. I just don't want to.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Like, people just need to say when they don't want to do something.
Exactly.
I don't want to do yoga.
Don't try to be like, oh, I'm trying not to hurt your feelings. No.
Yeah, I walk around hurting
Just tell
feelings
me
all
what
the
you
time.
need. What do you need? Do you need a vent? Do you need to vent? Or do you need advice? Because
Right.
then I know where I stand. Okay, you need a vent? Sweet. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to listen. And I'm going to think about all the dumb shit that you just said to me and be like, yeah, you should have done this, you should have done that. But I'm not going to say it because you don't need that. But if you come to me and be like, I need a vent, but I need advice, I'm going to give you some advice. You take what you can and leave the rest.
You know what I've been saying lately to my friends? Do you want to hear the truth or do you not want to hear me say anything? Some people choose not. Some
Right.
people choose to, hear the
Oh,
truth.
I usually have that face that I'm just like, so do you want me to tell you? And then they'll look at me and they're like, no.
No. She always chooses yes and then she gets upset whenever she hears
Yeah,
it.
but you know what it is because we do want to hear it. It's just that we didn't want to hear it. We do. That's why I have Mandy. Yes.
No, I can't stand pouting.
No,
I gotta
okay.
go meditate.
I don't care to go pout. Like, you can pout. Like, and I tell people this all the time. If you need to cry, if you need to get on the floor, and you need to just whatever, I'm like, you do it. Just don't stay there. So, okay, feel the feelings. This bothers me, whatever. But then do something about it,
Right.
or let it go.
Yeah. Do you want to
And-
feel better or do you want a solution? That's what I say.
Yeah. You just, people who sit in their misery annoy me.
Do people ever call you mean? I get called
Call me
mean.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I constantly, people are like, And these are like usually good friends too, at the time, they're like, I thought you were a bitch when I first met you, and I'm like, really? I mean, I don't go out of my way to be a bitch, and they're like, but you're not, and I'm like, I know I'm not, but
I'm laughing because I get the same. I mean, I don't get called, a
bitch.
bitch, but they was like, "You are an asshole."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think so.
No, I'm like, people come to me and then they complain about stuff, and it's not that I don't care, but usually, like the first interaction, I'm all like, oh wow, have you thought about this or that or whatever? But when it's the same thing over and over and over again, finally I'm just like, it sounds like you need to figure out what you want to do with your life.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like my New York hood comes out, I guess, and I'm like, when are you gonna change? I don't know what to tell you. Like, okay, for instance, yesterday, Layla comes and we picked her up from her dance, and so she's walking around here. We're like decorating whatever, and she's walking around and she goes, "I'm hungry." Well, I mean, I hear you, and I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do. And she says it again, and I just keep working. And then she goes over to Jesse and she's like, "Daddy, I'm hungry." And he's like, "Well, go ask your mother." I'm like, "Ask your mother what? You're not asking anything. You're stating that you are hungry. I hear you. You're hungry. Okay. I'm decorating." Like, I don't know what. And I'm like, until you can figure out what it is that you want to ask me, I can't help you, because all you're doing is just walking around in a circle saying, "I'm hungry."
Right.
So, did you need something? Did you want to use your words and be like, "Mom, can you get me some food, or can I go get something, or, I'm hungry, can I get blah, blah, blah?" And I'm like, but all you're doing is just saying, "I'm hungry." When people come in and they're like, "Oh, I had a bad day, or I didn't make a lot of sales," and then I'm like, "Oh, well, did you try this or did you try that?" And they're like, "No," and I'm just like, well, maybe you should try that. I'm not saying I have all of the answers, but like, trial and error, people.
Right.
You got to try it. You don't know if it's not going to work if you don't try it. And if it don't work, then move on. Find something else.
I'm saying I have all the answers. I'll tell them that.
You have all the answers.
I do. I have.
Because you have a penis.
That's what they're meant for, to have all the answers. If a man doesn't have all the answers, what is he really doing, is what I say.
He has the answers because his wife is whispering in his ear.
Exactly. But you can't let anyone else know that you're getting answers from another source.
Right. And that's what we're fighting, ladies. That is what we're fighting. We're
Take
fighting
back your power.
For the equality, for people to know that we are the brains. That's what we're fighting for. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be equal to a man. Because I want the door to be held for me. I want you to open the car door for me.
But you carried all the items in last time.
I want to call you when I can't open a jar. Because you know what? Jesse can't open the jar sometimes either. And then he'll hand it right back to me, and I'll go tap, tap, boom, and it's open. And you know what? I did that.
You know what? The only time I can really help her is when she's reaching in the cabinet.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, get in there. You can do it.
It's not that I can't do it. It's that I have somebody who can do it for me.
That's true.
That's what it is. It's not about, like, now as far as, like, jobs or, like, whatever. Like, yeah, obviously. Don't look at me and be like, oh, you see somebody who's a baby incubator or could be dealing with their period once a month and, like, you're the likelihood of you calling out of work is a little bit more than a man.
Did you call them a baby incubator?
Well, that's how men.
That's the funniest.
That's how men view women, baby incubators.
I've never viewed a woman like that. No.
This is where that age difference. But
yeah,
it's
I think
true,
so.
Though, you know what I mean? Like, those are the things that I don't care for.
Oh,
but
funny.
To be 100% equal to a man, it's virtually impossible. Men are naturally stronger. Women are stronger than men, but in a different way. I mean, we have videos of men who can't even tolerate a stage 1 contraction.
Yep. If I get a
So,
stomach cramp, I'm out for the day.
yeah, yeah.
I'm done.
But I mean, I'll come to you first. Open up that jar of spaghetti sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I have my uses.
You have your uses.
For sure.
There's a reason why we keep the male race alive.
The male race.
Because let's be honest, the women are the ones who are making the males because y'all males, you are the ones that are making the girls. Just saying.
You guys are giving us male pattern baldness.
So every time a man is all like, "Oh, she gives me nothing but girls," no, there's nothing wrong with her. That's you. You giving her girls.
It sounds like The Handmaid's Tale.
Don't even get me started.
I'm not. Every girl I bring that up to really doesn't want to get started.
Don't even get me started. Listen, during COVID, me and Mandy very badly wanted to get costumes and walk around the stores.
That would be a funny sight. I could see you
Oh
in
my
one
gosh.
of those. That'd be hilarious. Oh, there's something I want to ask you before we get out of here.
Okay.
Can I ask you about that place over there? You know what I'm talking about? The
ones
shop
right
over.
next to me?
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah. Can I ask
Well,
you about it on
I
camera?
have no idea what is going on there. I know they've had some personal issues happen, but I know Sheila had asked if they were coming back because they had been closed for a while, and that space owner said yes. But then I came in like the next day and they were packing up. So I'm not sure if they just moved their stuff down to their other storefront and are condensing or what. I don't really know because they really haven't been here to kind of find out. And at the end of the day, I kind of just like, my circus, my monkeys, your circus, your monkeys. You know, you want to tell me, you tell me. If not,
So if
my
it's-
world still keeps going on. I don't know.
So if it's available, that's why I wanted to ask you if that's okay to talk
Why?
about.
You want to move in?
No, not at all. We would never have a storefront as a marketing company or an
Yeah.
office. We would have a studio for the podcast, but I don't plan on ever having an office because I mean it's already turned into remote nowadays. I'm just going to keep it remote and save that money. I'm going to have all these buildings that are trying to do real estate go out of business because no more marketing companies are going to offices.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you what you plan on doing there if it's available. If you plan on doing anything. If you
Why
want to
you
talk
want to know
about
all
it.
of my secrets, Corey?
Well, that's why I do the podcast. So
I
can
don't
know
I don't have any idea what that space will turn into.
that you want to say. You'll say after the camera. Okay. Well, I actually had. Thank you for watching the last podcast, by the way. That was pretty cool. You brought that up, but I had him
I
divulge.
watched all of them, and I watch it like I wasn't part of it.
Well, thank you.
I laugh at all the jokes. And
I watch them
everything.
all too. I watch them after I record them, and then I'll upload them watching so I can get that extra view. So I'm like, yeah, I've watched this 4 or 5 times. I'm saying the words already too. But yeah, I got him to divulge all his trade secrets on accident. The guy that was on last time, Brad, he started talking about his process. I'm like, do you want to stop at some point? You don't have to say all of that, but he did. So yeah, a lot of people will. So and that's why I asked you first.
I'm not ready to manifest those ideas yet, because they're very, very, very. They're in their infancy stage. They're in the daydream stage. So I'm not ready for that to potentially be a reality.
Yeah, but you pop up with stuff all the time, so I'm like,
I do.
I don't really.
And it happened.
I don't see it coming, but it comes, and it's pretty cool. You're very.
There's a lot of logistics, like legit logistics, that would have to happen in order for me to make that daydream a semi-reality to move forward with. Yeah.
You and your co-owner are working it out, huh?
Yeah. Well, I need the co-owner to move.
So she's standing in your way, huh? All right, well, we'll hang this one up because we're at 9:00, and I don't want to go over again. So thank you for being on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on my Saturday.
Oh, no problem. That's the only day I can do now because I work 8 to 5 throughout the week.
Oh, he has a real job now.
I do. I have a real job now, and now I have to work some Saturdays anyway. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But thank you for coming on. Come see Golden Lee's, 830 Richmond Bypass. I remember it this time. And always check out Crowd Marketing, of course. We're doing it big. And see you guys next time.